All right, what's up guys? It's Raul here. I'm back from SoCal Disc Golf. We're gonna be doing another disc review today. We got the new Cloudbreakers. It's the Horizon plastic. Heard they're a little bit more overstable than the original S-Blend. I'm gonna be comparing those two as well as a new 2021 Calvin Halo Destroyer, because these things are pretty overstable, but they have a good flight. I really like to throw them, so I want to compare these three. All right, we're gonna start off with the new Cloudbreaker. All of these we're gonna try to release on a little bit of hyzer and just see how they fly on that stock angle. Okay, so that was nice, not too beefy. It kind of rode that hyzer line, maybe flipped up a tad bit, but just pretty much went dead straight for a while and then had a nice little fade at the end. All right, now we got the first run Cloudbreaker Special S-Blend. Pretty similar angle, a little bit higher. It flipped up, kind of rode to the right a little bit, and then faded out left. All right, now we got the new 21 Calvin. We're gonna try to rip it on that same angle. Yep, that thing's way beefier. Same exact angle it felt like. Just never wanted to flip up at all. Pretty much rode left the whole entire time and got to the ground way faster than the other two. All right, so they flew kind of just as I suspected. The Destroyer faded out left and was the shortest. Then the Cloudbreaker was a little bit straighter and a little bit further than the Destroyer, actually by quite a bit further. And then this one went even a little bit straighter and was maybe 30 feet past this one. All right, now we're gonna be throwing back. We have a little bit of head left to right wind, so we're gonna try to just hit them flat and hard and see if we can get them to turn a little bit and then fade back out. Start off again with the Cloudbreaker. Wow, that is a great disc for that shot. So I put that on a decent amount of angle and it pushed right hard for a while, and then at the end fought back and got a little bit of skip. All right, now we're gonna go with the S line. Same line, put it on some angle. See if this one will fight out. All right, so I ripped that one really well too. I put it out even a little bit more left and felt like pretty much the same angle. So that one kind of got a little bit more air under it, pushed to the right, kind of rode that left to right wind and got out there pretty far, it felt like. Now we got the Calvin Destroyer. Definitely gonna have to put this one on a little bit more angle and try to get it to ride this wind. All right, so that one was significantly higher, but I would say even more angle than the other two. And it did push over to the right a bit, but then it kind of faded out a lot earlier. All right, so I ended up throwing those just pretty much with a little bit of anhyzer instead of flat, just because that's how I threw this original Cloudbreaker. And the Cloudbreaker actually went the furthest this time, just barely past this one. This one was a little more right, so it didn't want to fade out as much at the end. And then the Calvin was quite a bit short. Okay, so we got some good backhand shots with these. I am curious how they will fly and compare to each other forehand. I'm gonna try to rip them pretty much flat, maybe a touch of hyzer, and see how they go. All right, so that was good. I ripped it a little bit of hyzer, good height, and it pretty much just went straight. Never wanted to turn over, flip up or anything. So it just kind of went straight and then had a good fade to it. With this one, I'm guessing if I hit it on that slight hyzer angle, it's gonna flip up a little bit. I don't know if it'll turn, but let's see. Yep, just as I thought. It kind of flipped up a little bit, didn't want to turn over. We do have a little bit of tailwind, so that might be playing into it a little bit, but that one had some good flight. It definitely went, got some good distance. We got the Calvin Destroyer, same thing, a little bit of hyzer. Yep, That thing just wants to get down to the ground way faster. It's kind of a different slot for your bag. It's a lot more overstable than those two. Those two you're not going to really be wanting to throw in a lot of headwind, whereas the Calvin is probably going to be more reliable. If we did have some headwind, I would, you know, try it out and see how they hold up in that, but we don't right now, so we're just kind of throwing it calm, which is nice, but yeah, we can't really test it out in the wind too much. All right, so on the forehand line, this Horizon Cloudbreaker actually ended up going the furthest, then this one, and then the Calvin. So I'm actually quite surprised that this went further, just because this thing did flip up a little bit. I think it's probably because I got this a little bit lower and just kind of cutting through the air a little bit more. But I mean, yeah, definitely very torque resistant. You can throw it hard, flat, and it'll go straight and then have a good finish to it. All right, now we're gonna throw them on some hyzers. We're gonna try to give it some height, give it some good hyzer angle, but still try to get it pushing forward, and we're gonna see if this one still has some good flight to it, or if it's, you know, too overstable to throw on that hyzer line compared to the S line, and see where the Destroyer ranks up with him. All right, I kind of ripped that over. Try to release it hyzer, but we have a little bit of left to right wind, and I think it might have came out a little bit flat, but it did flip up and kind of go off to the right. We're gonna throw the Cloudbreaker now. Try to throw it on a little bit more hyzer and a little more inside. Yeah, so that was better. I kept it more inside, so I was able to get a full flight out of it, but I released it on a good bit of hyzer, and it did flip up to flat and go straight for a while, but it's definitely not the disc that you want to dump out to the left. This Calvin, I think this will be that disc. I'm gonna put it on a lot of hyzer, and I'm guessing it'll never stand up. Yep, threw it on hyzer, and it stayed hyzer the whole time, so definitely the most overstable out of the three. All right, final thoughts of the Horizon Cloudbreaker. It's not what I heard it was, which was a Halo Destroyer. It's a little bit less than that, so if you rip it flat, it will go straight for a while, you know, and then have that good fade out. Whereas this S line, you know, you throw it straight and it wanted to turn for a bit and then fade out kind of flat. This one still has some good fade at the end, but it's certainly not this Halo Destroyer where, you know, right when you throw it, it's pretty much wanting to fade out the whole time, which I think is good because the S line was a little bit too unpredictable for me. I didn't really trust it into any headwind, and even when it's calm out, you know, you throw it flat and sometimes it turns more than others. I think this one will be a little bit more reliable in that you can throw it flat. It'll pretty much just go straight and then fade out, or if you want to put a little bit of turn on it, you can turn it and then, you know, fade it out to the left. So I think this will be a good slot in the bag. I think this one complements it well because it will kind of hold over to the right where this one wants to fade out to the left. So overall, I think it's a great disc. It is a little bit domier than the S line, so that's why I kind of like this one a little bit better for backhands. And if I were to throw this, I think I would like it forehand better just because it's flat and it does have a good forehand feel. But yeah, these do have a little bit more dome to it, which I do like for the backhand. This plastic is a little bit stiffer than this. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you like the videos, and leave a comment. Do you think you're gonna be throwing one of these Horizon Cloudbreakers, or are you gonna stick with this, or are you gonna keep throwing your, you know, Calvin Destroyer or whatever other distance driver you got? So again, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.